Hello everyone, welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, Blue Dot, Red State, utilizing Tarot to help us navigate through these very interesting times we have going on here in the United States. So I'm really glad that you're here and welcome. So I just finished up the reading about the Monday meeting with President Zelensky. So by the time this comes out, we will already know what has happened. I wanted to kind of stay in this energy though, and do this next reading, which was kind of like this. I had a whole list of questions, and so I decided to put all of these questions together, which was about the Daily Beast podcast, where Michael Wolff said that Jeffrey Epstein went to Russia to meet with Vladimir Putin during Trump's first era. And so what did Jeff tell old Vlad? I want to know that. Is this stuff that's going on, like with Ukraine and Russia, is this moving the news cycle? That was something else in that. Where did I see that? Was that in there? It was in one of the videos where that was. I may have. I think it was that same video, because it was like, is this going to finally, move the news off of the Epstein, files being released? And and more importantly, is it going to move it off for MAGA? And then is Trump going to go to Moscow? And with that, the intention, why I was going to read that is because, Putin had said, next time we'll meet in Moscow. And it's like, so is he going to be meeting there, or is he fleeing the country? Or, my gut reaction, my feeling is like Trump, his health is going to prevent him from going. Okay. And you can see I still have my Blue Wave shirt hanging up there. So anyway, that's what I want to look into. Let's just do I want to do a base reading into why did Jeffrey Epstein go visit Trump? Not Trump, Vladimir Putin. Why did he, what all happened in that meeting? That's what I want to look at. Okay, so let me pull this down. Why did Jeffrey Epstein visit Vladimir Putin during Trump's first era? Base reading. Still kind of getting these cards. These are a thicker cardstock, and they're a little harder to shuffle and get put back together here. So I'm still getting used to these. Okay, base reading into Epstein's Moscow meeting with Putin. Oh my goodness. Okay. Entertainment purposes only. This was, part of this was kind of like a working meeting. I mean, that's how I would see this, as a working meeting. This could also be like he's giving Putin the receipts. It's almost like this feeling of this was like Jeffrey Epstein's insurance policy. Well, it didn't work out so well, but that's kind of what I'm getting with this. And happy home. Yeah, I think that this was some kind of assurance that this was going to somehow keep him safe. Because I'm seeing happy home. I'm getting the feeling of safety from this card. And so, but the betrayal. He was betrayed. The foundation. Oh, yikes. That's the foundation. Okay. Sometimes the cards actually mean what they mean, face value. Just that's what it is. And it's like, oh crap. In the past, it was 100% about, it's weird to call it the Epstein files because he was telling on himself, but he was basically he handed this all over to Putin. And the reason I say, and the challenge was the happy home. How am I going to stay out of jail? How am I going to stay free? How am I going to get to keep doing, what I've been doing? This was Jeffrey Epstein's way of trying to keep out of jail. And it did not work. It did not work at all. And yeah, this is, he was giving Putin a gift. he was giving him a gift of information. And the reason I'm saying that it absolutely was because we all know how Jeffrey, so-called committed suicide. And you know that I've been reading this as the Epstein files. Okay. So, alrighty then. Well, that was a really nice short reading. This makes up for those really long readings that I've been doing here of late. So that's why he went. He went to, and as I said, it was Jeffrey Epstein gave Putin the blackmail on Trump that Jeff himself thought he did it so he could keep himself safe, but it didn't work. There was the betrayal. Okay, Putin did not release this information during the first Trump era. Okay, it's like I get this, like I get this feeling like, oh, you gave me a gift and I will use it as I see fit, not as how Jeffrey Epstein intended it to be. Okay, he did it to keep himself alive. Putin is using it as his advantage into what's going on here in the United to bring down Trump. It's like, here's the leash that I'm going to keep you on. Okay, will this these talks and what's going on in Russia, will this move the news off of the Epstein files for MAGA? And I'm just going to do 3 cards on that. Okay, and as far as moving it off, this is a gift. I kind of feel like it's the gift that just keeps on giving. And victory. Let me... Okay, I just want some clarifiers on this because this could be read a couple of different ways. It's like the peace talks have been a gift because it brings an end to the this Epstein file talk, and that there's victory, or information's being released that brings an end to Trump and victory for our country. So playing at these talks, looking out into the future, ships coming in. It could also be information coming in from overseas about Mad King Don. No, this is about what he did, because this is the information concerning him, and that no, this is not going to be moving off the news cycle. It's like, you told us you were going to release the Epstein files. Why have you not done it yet? This is what we want. We expect victory. So that's from MAGA. And from Trump, I was kind of like, okay, so what does Trump think about this? It's like he's playing at, he's playing at being POTUS. He knows that this stuff is out here, and this information is going to be coming out, okay, about the Epstein files, and you get from overseas. And I also think there's going to be like 3 different ways this could come out. I've often felt he is going to be confirmed in an undeniable way that he is in those files. It is not coming from our government. And I've also gotten in previous readings that Ghislaine Maxwell will confirm it, but that's only because, like, she sees that Trump can no longer give her her get out of jail card there. And it's almost like, well, if I confirm it, then maybe Project 2025 people, maybe J.D. Vance will give me, what I want to get out of prison. And then it's all about Old King Don there, Don Old. So yeah, that's what I'm getting with that. Well, that's a nice short little reading here about, Jeffrey Epstein went there to offer he gave Putin the dirt to protect himself. And it was about the Epstein files. It was about, his nefarious things and, child sex trafficking there. And the betrayal came in, and because the betrayal, this was that top card, that top energy that came in, the betrayal of his life. That's what that was. And that I still think that these Epstein files are going to be released. Now, whether it's Putin, whether it's another country, it's looking like it could be Putin, but I think that Putin has more than just, I think he has more than just that dirt on Trump. So, because in that other reading, I got like the Seven of Cups, like, what should I release first? How should I do this? Should I just dribble it out? Should I just rip the Band-Aid off? It's that kind of feeling with that Seven of Cups is like, what should I do first? So, this could be very interesting. And if you remember that August energy reading, I just kept getting like, this is that third week where that pressure cooker is just like, it reaches that peak. Okay. And things kind of, come apart. And then the last week was that calm after the storm. Now, whether it happens next week or, time in Tarot. But I will say that when this does happen, all of that energy is there. So I really appreciate you joining me, especially for some of these really kind of weird readings. I'll say it, they were weird. And so, yeah, today's going to be a little bit shorter reading. So thank you for joining me, and I will catch you on the next reading. Have a good day.